The nanny state. Is government regulation threatening your freedom? Yes, and a matter of fact, it's threatening the personal freedom of millions of people around the country. It all goes back about 100 years when the US government decided to implement the minimum wage in an attempt to reduce poverty. However, with the recent economic crisis, many creative industries such as marketing, design, architecture, and media are trading hard-working employees for unpaid interns to cut costs, and this has a serious effect on the economy. In the past 2 years alone, nearly 120,000 entry-level jobs have been lost by increases in the minimum wage. The unemployment rate for teenagers is almost 3 times what it is for adults, and teenagers account for half of the employees who earn the minimum wage, suggesting that the minimum wage law definitely makes teenagers unemployable. The Fair Labor Standards Act recently mandated that interns must receive college credit or payment in exchange for their services. This also has several consequences. Firstly, the government does not grant public access to these documents, leaving employees and employers in the dark, unaware of their respective rights and responsibilities. Furthermore, interns are not considered employees, so they are not protected by union rights or employment discrimination laws. I was recently offered an internship at a fashion magazine, and after several interviews and days of training, I found out that I would have had to set up the internship through the school in order to receive credit. So despite my eligibility to receive school credit, previous payment of tuition, and willingness to work for a small stipend, due to the FLA regulation, I could not do the internship. Doesn't this seem backwards? Not only that, but having to pay tuition on top of not getting paid for an internship just makes students' financial situations even worse. Aside from the financial burdens imposed on interns as a result of minimum wage, the effects are devastating to the economy on a national and global scale. Because if companies can't pay the minimum wage, they cut labor entirely. The level of the minimum wage has a direct relationship with the cost of production of a good or service. In other words, if the minimum wage rises, inflation is bound to occur. This will reduce sales and production and therefore national employment. All this comes down to is overregulation and not enough concern for students and those at entry-level positions. In today's day and age, we have a global workplace and must adapt accordingly. Repealing the minimum wage would create job opportunities for youth across the nation, providing them with valuable work experience that could lead to higher-paying jobs in the future, while stimulating the economy on a global scale.